I'm Mackayla. Welcome to the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast. We're going to jump right in with the two hardest questions of all. Who are you and what have you been up to recently?
Mike Young, also known as Mike Young Media, videographer and photographer for concerts. And what have I been up to? Was that the second
Yes.
question? What have I been up to? Just got back from Pittsburgh yesterday. I was shooting a music video there for an artist from Nashville. Other than that, just kind of been booking up the summer, getting ready for all those shows to come up.
hmm
Yeah, we're starting to get into the warmer weather when all the shows are every weekend and all that fun stuff.
Busy time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm I'm like, okay, I'm going to be gone most weekends this summer. Yay.
Yep, once about May hits, it's
hmm
pretty much every weekend doing something, either
It's
downtown
mayhem.
or another state, yeah.
Yeah. So you've shot a lot of music videos. Do you have any that really stand out to you as being some of your favorites?
Oh, wow. I really enjoyed Life I Lead with
hmm
Louis Lee. We did that. I don't know if you saw it, but it was this massive, basically just a bonfire party at a barn. And we had, side by sides whipping around everywhere. Had a guy with the fire spinning sticks and everything. Just a big old redneck party. That was a pretty fun one. I think Take This Echo was probably one of my favorite. I think that came out the prettiest, the saddest, the nicest,
hmm
all the key elements you go for to tug on the heartstrings.
hmm What do you look for or not look for? What do you think makes a strong music video?
In my case, so I grew up in that, the pop punk emo era, so when a
Mhm,
music video is really funny, even if it doesn't make any sense, like the Fall Out Boy's "Sugar" video, just a random kid with horns,
mhm,
that to me, something hilarious always makes a good music video. Or, on the other hand, one that really tells the story, what's going on and
mhm,
what the song's about, even if it's on mute.
right.
So I think those are the 2 key elements that I try to go back and forth between.
Do you have one that you prefer to shoot?
The funnier ones, it's a lot of times you just get everyone together and just, go off the cuff, like, "What's your idea? What's your idea?" And
Mhm,
just do it and see what sticks. Whereas a story-driven, narrative-driven music video is you're gonna have to take a little more time, plan
mhm,
it out, exactly what scene for what part of the song, and try to build it ground up.
yeah. It's a little more not boring, but, not as exciting.
Yeah. Well, it can be. It depends on how prepared you are getting into it, but when they come out really well, it they definitely feel better.
What advice would you give to somebody who's going into their first music video shoot?
I really hope it's with a band that you know.
Mhm,
'Cause I think if it was my first one and then they just hired me and I knew nothing about the band, I would be horrified, what if I say something that they get offended by?
mhm.
Or, what if I suggest things? I made this one band upset because I didn't know they were dating,
Oh.
and yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, you never wanna, date people in your band." They're like, "Oh, yeah, we're actually getting married." And I'm like, "Oh." I'm sorry. But yeah, so if you know the band, you know their personality,
Mhm,
you know their music and their style, it's gonna go a lot farther than, whatever great gear or camera you have.
mhm. Yeah, and you also it's helpful when they're your friends too, because then you're spending a lot of time with them.
Yeah, yeah, you
You
get to
wanna
hang out.
enjoy who you're hanging out with.
Yeah, and when you disagree with them, it's easier to just call them out and,
Mhm,
tell them why they're wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always easier to do with your friends than strangers.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah,
100%.
especially because if you're coming from, the film side, the artist, "Hey, I wanna do this," and
Mhm,
then you have to explain, "Well, that's not exactly possible without way more money."
mhm.
And so you kinda have to, really tell them, especially with some artists, you gotta, put your foot down.
Yeah.
"No, no,
It always
can't."
comes down to money.
Yeah, a
The
lot
end
of
of
the
the
time.
day, that's everything.
Mhm. But at the same time, having different types of artists on set,
Mhm.
there's always a different, point of view. and they could see something like an angle or an idea that you didn't see or the main artist didn't see, then you're like, "Oh, wow, that like, why didn't we think about that?"
You have to listen to people around you.
Yeah, yeah. There I
That's
mean, I have been on sets where there's always one person that's coming up with a little too much
yeah,
many ideas, and you gotta kinda cut that out, stomp it down real quick,
but,
or just
some ideas are good.
yeah, but when it's, like, always, like, all the time, it's like, "Alright, dude, write them down in a bucket,
You
I'll
can't do
check them
everything.
later." Yeah.
You don't have all the time in the world.
No, no, especially on a lot of these shoots that I'm doing. The one I did yesterday, we did that maybe in 2, 3 hours.
Mhm,
Just going we had, like, 4 or 5 different locations, just bouncing all around because we planned on starting at 10, didn't get able to start shooting until 2,
mhm.
all the fun stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that normally happens,
Yeah.
that shouldn't happen but does.
Yeah, shouldn't happen. You plan for it to not happen, and it happens anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Just all you gotta be prepared for everything to go wrong.
That that's kind of my life philosophy, as bad as it sounds. It's like, if I'm prepared for the worst, at least I'm prepared for it, and it's not gonna just shock me.
I mean, that's exactly how I feel with everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
whenever
that
I
might just be the Boston in us.
it could be.
Just always expecting the worst.
Right, I'm like, I always plan, like, when I travel, like, somewhere far away, I'm like, "Oh, I need at least, like, 3 extra hours just in case."
Yeah, yeah. I plan
Or
on leaving at
yeah,
5, I'm on the road at 4:30.
right.
Yeah.
You always have to be on top of it and ahead of everything that could go wrong.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause something will go wrong,
Mhm.
especially in music videos, something will go wrong.
But also just in life.
Yeah, in life too.
Speaking of things going wrong, so you know how the World Cup is coming to Boston?
Yeah,
It can't be called Gillette Stadium because Gillette is not a sponsor. So they're calling it the Boston Stadium. So people are gonna be like, there's gonna be a ton of tourists asking where the Boston Stadium is, and no one's gonna know what they're talking about.
yeah, that's gonna go over
So
well.
everything is gonna go wrong.
You get some Southie, you're the wrong one asking that question, yeah, that's gonna go great.
So, like, things going wrong, that's just gonna be a disaster.
You think Gillette would be, like, the first person like, the first company they'd ask to be a sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works,
I don't yeah, that's just I don't
but I
know.
think that was interesting in
Yeah,
terms of things
that's
going
weird.
wrong.
Yeah, I didn't even know if it was, like, for sure happening. I thought there
Mhm.
was some, like, money issues and craft being cheap.
No, I know it's happening, but they have to cover up all of the Gillette signage.
That's so
So,
much.
that's gonna be that's so much money.
Yeah.
But like we said, things going wrong. Everything is gonna go wrong in this scenario.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna fall in the middle of the game, like one of the covers, and it's just gonna be big letters, Gillette.
Or people aren't gonna know where to go because 'cause they're gonna be like, "The Boston Stadium." It's like, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's actually 35 minutes away from Boston.
Right, but also, like, no one's gonna know what they're talking about.
No, doesn't even
So,
sound right.
no, I'm like, "What is the" I'm like, "Do they mean, like, BU Stadium or, like,
Yeah,
Boston
that's what I was
College
like,
Stadium?" So it'll be interesting.
EU or, like, maybe even, like, TD Garden.
Mhm. So, like, people are gonna have to plan 3 extra hours into getting lost in Boston.
Yeah, yeah, maybe 4 in that traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta always plan to get lost because things like this could happen and people could send you to the wrong location.
Yeah, you could be at UMass for all you know.
But anyway, to get back on track, so what kinda got you into music photography and videography in the first place?
It was all an accident, honestly. So, I was going to school for documentary film, and I always kinda wanted to do photography for the
Mhm,
NFL, specifically the Patriots, because that would've
mhm,
been really cool. But in order to graduate, you have to do a short documentary, and long story short, me and my buddy started doing a documentary on this band
mhm.
out of Kalamazoo, and so after working with them for a year, I was kinda realized, "Oh, I'm actually pretty good at this." And so I just met more and more bands, and it just kinda kept growing.
Mhm.
Led me to go move from, like, Southwest Michigan to Grand Rapids, and now I'm outside of Detroit. So hopefully that's the last time I move for a while.
So you won't be moving back to Boston?
Uh, it'd have to be the right opportunity that pays really well.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about shooting for the Patriots?
That would be one of the things, yeah.
You wouldn't turn that down?
No, no.
Is that still your dream?
Well, I'm actually supposed to be doing photos for the Lions this year,
Okay.
so we'll see how that turns out when I actually get in and do it on a professional level instead of just like a high school
Yeah.
football team.
A little different.
A little. The lighting will be better in the professional.
Yeah.
So,
But they'll expect more.
yeah.
It's a bit different than the music scene.
Yeah, yeah, like, music literally just fell in my lap. I just started doing it, I'm like, "Oh, wow, I'm actually pretty good at this," and then I look back at those older photos, and they're horrible. So I'm
Mhm.
glad my ego kicked in and I listened to it.
I mean, I feel like everyone in this industry has to have a little bit of ego.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
you
if
wouldn't,
you
like, pursue anything.
no, you have to have enough to keep pushing yourself and even pushing people around you, but
Mhm.
you also don't wanna be the person that every time you start to talk to someone, they roll their eyes
Right.
because they just kinda know, like, "Oh, come on. What do you
Like,
want this time?"
mm, you're not the best in the world.
Yeah.
I just always think I'm the worst, and then it works out.
Funny enough, that's how I every time I think about myself ice skating, that's what I
Mhm.
think. I'm like, "I'm horrible at it." And then I actually get on the skates and on the ice rink, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not that bad.
Mhm.
Not great, but not as bad as I
Yeah.
think."
That's a good way to handle it. It's
Mhm.
kinda like being prepared for the worst.
Exactly. Oh, just always think the worst will happen, and you'll never be disappointed.
That's how I live my life. Like, you go into every situation, I'm like, "I don't know what's gonna happen. It could be horrible. We'll see what happens."
Yeah, that's, working with musicians, that's something kinda like I had to learn to not care so much, and
Mhm.
remember it's not my name on the marquee.
Yeah.
Every time it's like, "Oh, we're gonna be late, we're gonna be late." It's like, I just had to learn not to care,
Mhm.
or else, like, I'm in a car for 5 hours just stressing over nothing
Yeah.
that I can't control.
That's hard because it's like, you wanna care, but then you're like, "But I why should I care?"
Yeah, I'm not if they're not stressing about it, then I'm not going to.
Mhm. I think that's one of the hardest things is, like, when you should start stressing about things.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have gotten to the point where I just stopped stressing about things, which is probably a problem eventually.
That's also nice though, because like, I feel like I stress about everything. Be nice to not stress.
Yeah. It really just depends, like, when I'm with other people, I'm like, I don't care, they'll take care of it." Uh, Again, it's not my name on the marquee.
Mhm. That's a good mindset to have.
Yeah. But on the other hand, when it's like the last music video I did, it was like, "Oh, this is big name artist.
Mhm.
This I have to do everything right."
Right, it is your name.
Yeah. And even when I messed up, I just kept thinking to myself, "How am I gonna fix this?" Like, there's a few shots that I didn't do too well on.
Okay.
That's why I always shoot it 3 times,
Yeah. Gotta be prepared.
always.
What is some of the, like, situations that you haven't been prepared for that things kinda went down the drain?
Down the drain,
Or not necessarily that bad, but
I feel like probably every shoot I'm unprepared for because either it's a new venue that I
mhm,
don't know about, so I'm, like, kinda making it up as I'm going. But even with venues I do know and bands I work with, it's still I don't know what the crowd is gonna be. I don't know what the lighting's gonna be, so it's kind of just I get there, I figure it out, and a lot of times I'm like, "This isn't great, it's not great, this shot was bad," and then I just somehow make it work when I put it all together. I've had that happen a lot of times where I make a cool edit and someone asks like, "How you do that?" I'm like, I don't know. That's it's all an accident."
mhm,
I just happened to put the right clips in the right spot, and it
mhm.
just happened to come out really well
Happy accidents, the best kind of accidents.
all the time.
So do you have a favorite venue to shoot?
Ooh, I think, hmm, MGM in Boston was a fun one, the Fenway.
Mhm, it's a
Um,
great venue.
yeah, it was. I didn't like the catwalk they added, but I never liked catwalks because 'cause they're just hard to get in front of when you're on, like, the floor level.
Mhm.
Other than that, I really like Elevation at the intersection in Grand Rapids, and Dirty Boots in Augusta, Georgia is fun. It's a
Okay.
tiny, tiny little stage, but it's always fun going there at least.
Those are all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get out to the West Coast a little more.
Gonna be out there this summer at all?
Nope. No.
Maybe next summer.
Maybe. It just yeah. Flights are a little more expensive out there than they are to, like, Nashville or Boston.
Mhm. And I've heard that they're gonna start canceling flights and upping prices because of the cost of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that, and they weren't telling people or something until it was too late.
Mhm. Like, that's gonna be really fun this summer with all the flights I have planned.
Yeah, I'm still up in the air. I might be flying to Nashville Wednesday morning. I have no idea. Somebody just asked like, "Hey, you wanna come down? I'll pay you money, do content, and fly you home in
Mhm.
the next morning." I'm like, "Alright, cool. You gonna tell me if that's going on or not? Because it's in 3 days."
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Everything happens last minute in this industry.
Yes. And that is kind of a problem when I'm the type that's like, "What's the parking situation?"
Mhm.
It's like, I need to know, I wanna have things planned out,
Mhm.
like Uber confirmed, all
Yep.
that stuff. Yeah.
I'm like, I plan, like, 3 months ahead for, like, my personal life, so it's like when everything else is crazy and everything else is, like, l not late, but, like, last minute. I don't love it.
Yeah, no, it's like some of the times when I go on these, like, weekend tours, I'm like, "Hey, when are we leaving? When are we leaving?" Maybe noon, maybe 1, and it's always like 3, and I'm like, "You can't tell me one thing because 'cause I'll be sitting in front of your
Mhm.
house for hours."
Yep. It's like when you say something, it has to be that time.
Yeah.
It's also like, you never know
There's
traffic, so, like, you have to leave early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's always traffic, especially going, like, towards Chicago that way, it's always traffic.
Mhm. Yeah, Boston is, like, the worst in the country, so
Yep.
I always leave 30 minutes earlier than I need to for work.
I always when I would visit with my parents, we'd stop at, like, the Riverside or Rivertown stop and then just take the T in on the
Mhm.
Green Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't driving down there.
I am because I get parking with work, but if I didn't get parking,
Okay. Yeah.
I would take the train,
Yeah, if
like,
you
when I'm
get
not
parking,
working.
then that changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why you have to plan it ahead.
yeah.
If you don't plan
Like, I
ahead.
won't go down to some shows downtown here just because I know if there's a bigger thing going on, like a bigger event, I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not paying $80 to park for a couple hours.
Yeah. Like, my friend was asking what I was doing on Patriots Day. I'm like, "I'm staying home. It's Marathon Monday. I am not leaving my house. I'm not paying everything. The prices for everything are gonna be high."
Yeah.
Like,
Is
"No,
that
thank you."
tomorrow?
No, next week.
Next weekend? Oh, okay. I don't know. I always remember it on the 13th.
Mhm. Yeah, no, next week.
Okay.
Ugh, it's gonna be fun. Like, not.
No.
It's fun for people who aren't from Boston.
Yeah, it's probably all that's there,
Mhm.
especially the runners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the vibes are fun, but, like, what it does to the city, it just, like, shuts down the city for a day.
Yeah, on roads that already cannot be shut down.
Right, it's like, it's a city, people need to, like, get to work, and, like, it's not a holiday.
Yeah.
It
It's only a holiday mass in Wisconsin for some reason.
it should be, like, a holiday, at least in Boston, like, they should close everything,
Yeah.
but they don't.
No. Just let people run down the main roads.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No issues.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So, before I ask the last question, was there anything else you wanted to mention or talk about?
Not that I can think of. My brain has been fried this week.
Long week?
Yeah, long week, a lot of traveling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you like the traveling?
No, no, because usually it's being cramped in a car
Mhm.
or in a plane. Planes are always worse, and a lot of the times, like, people are like, "Yeah, we'll just fly there," and it ends up being just as long as it takes to drive.
It's also, like, a hassle.
Yeah,
Like, personally, I'd just rather drive somewhere.
yeah.
Although I don't know what the change in fuel costs, which will be cheaper in the end, but
Yeah, I don't know.
probably still driving, but
I don't know. I got back I drove from Pittsburgh to Detroit on 1 tank of gas, so
Oh, that's pretty good.
we're good. Yeah, I was surprised because I didn't get there on 1 tank.
What were you doing to get there then?
I don't know.
Bad
Might have been
directions
going
or
up more
something?
mountains.
Mm, that is weird. 'Cause you would think it'd just be the same route, just backwards.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't pay that much attention when I'm driving. I just kind of when I get there, I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm here."
Mhm. Just counting down the minutes till you get there.
Yeah, I try to hide my phone so I can't see, like, the estimated time of arrival, because especially if that number goes up,
Yeah.
yeah, can't have that.
That is true. It is annoying to watch it. Some people like to watch it.
No, I like to beat it. I like to see it slowly start going down.
Yeah. Do you listen to music, audiobooks, podcasts?
I'm so sick of music. It's no, I usually listen to podcasts, but then I usually get bored
Mhm.
midway if it's not, like, something super interesting that I will throw on, like, my massive 72-hour playlist I have on Spotify. Just every type of song on it.
Yeah, I just put my liked songs usually if I can't find a podcast I like. But
Yeah,
I like
or
to
an
listen
emo playlist.
I like to
Do
listen to,
that a
like,
lot.
cult podcasts about different cults. I find those fascinating.
Hmm.
What's your go-to?
You know, the classic boy ones, Pardon My Take, Joe Rogan.
Mhm.
There is this Dungeons& and Dragons one that I listen to called Dungeons& and Daddies that I really like. It's kind of like improv slash they're
Mhm.
playing the game, so
That's
it's
cool.
pretty interesting. It's a good story at least.
Yeah, I like a good story. I also like fascinated with, like, history, so, like, a cult podcast is just interesting to me, or, like, true
Yeah.
crime. Because if you stop listening for 1 second, you miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with a true crime one, it's like, "Wait a minute, how did we get here?"
Yeah. You have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I used to listen to Judge John Judge John Hopkins? Do you remember that? I
Oh,
can't remember the name of the guy. He has a mustache, never mind. This is I thought you would I don't know why I felt like you would have remembered the name.
okay.
Judge um,
Do you want me to I
maybe
can look
yeah,
this
maybe I can't even remember what it was. It was like a fake judge where people would call in with, like, their disputes with their, like, family members or stuff, like, silly things like, "I
like a
folded
Judge
laundry last
Judy,
week."
but podcast?
Yeah. This is, like, 10 years ago, longer maybe, 15.
That sounds funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So our
Mm.
last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Ooh, soundtrack of my life. That changes all the time. You know, just throw on 21 Pilots.
Mhm.
Just put it on repeat, all of it. Just listen to that all day.
Okay. You kinda knew right away.
Kind of, kind of. It depends, like, sometimes in the fall, I'll start getting into more of, like, a country mood,
Mhm.
and then in the springtime, I'll start listening to way more Dropkick Murphy, and then I wanna go boxing, and it's a whole
Mhm.
cycle we have to
Well,
go
I
through.
mean, St. Patrick's Day and Dropkick Murphys in
They go
Boston.
hand in hand, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
That is a goal of mine to see them play Boston on St. Patrick's Day.
At
It's
Fenway?
yeah, it's so much money though.
Yeah. My parents have seen them more than I have, and I've never seen them yet.
I saw them once. I was working it was like the firefighter union was doing something in Boston and they put on like a promotional or like a free show and I got to see them. That was cool. I had to work it to get paid to see them, which was nice.
Yeah. That's the best when you get paid to go to shows.
Yeah. That is the cool thing about the industry, getting paid to be at shows.
Yeah. As long
Uh,
as, like, it's a cool venue, they don't kick you out right after you're done working.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Been
always
there.
a bonus.
Yeah.
So for everyone who wants to stay updated on you, see your work, watch your videos, where can they find you?
It is Mike Young Media everywhere, mostly just Instagram and YouTube. I recently deleted TikTok. Not like my account, it's still there, but, like, just the app because it was annoying me. But YouTube, Instagram, Mike Young Media.
So do you still post on TikTok?
No. It was just I couldn't figure it out. Like, I'd post something on Instagram, it would get, like, 1,000 plus views, and then on TikTok, it's, like, 2.
Yeah.
Like, there's like
Different algorithms.
yeah, it's just I didn't see much growth happening there.
Yeah. That's the annoying thing with the algorithms. It's you just have to do what it wants.
Yeah, and
Stupid.
sometimes it doesn't at least on TikTok, it usually doesn't like concert like nice, pretty concert stuff. They want the raw phone in the crowd of famous people.
I don't love, like, podcast clips either.
Yeah. Yeah, I recognize that. You don't see
It's
a lot of them.
no. I still put them up there because 'cause I'm like, "Why not?" I put it up everywhere else.
Mhm.
Doesn't take that much extra work. Why not? Maybe
No.
eventually the algorithm will change.
Who knows anymore? I
It's
mean, it's
great.
probably changed while we were filming this.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It changes every minute,
Mhm.
but yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with
You're
me.
welcome.